see you.
You too.
So on the album, there's a couple of songs that have swear words.
Yeah.
Which I love, by the way, both of them. One of them is "Ol' Shiz."
Yeah.
I won't say the real word because I don't think I can say that. Can I say that? I can't.
I don't think you can.
Let's go with "Shiz."
Okay.
The other one is "Gravity is a witch."
Yeah.
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 So
They just don't sound as good when you don't cuss, see?
I know, right?
That's why you have to.
I wondered though, at your house, you and Blake, you know, in our house growing up, we had a swear jar, and if you ever said a swear word, you had to, you know, put money in it, or you got, it's like a demerit, or you had to take something out of the jar, and you were punished for it. In your house, who would have to give most to the swear jar?
Well, I didn't cuss as much until I met him, so definitely he would, I think. But I cuss a lot too, so I'm guilty as well.
But that cussing, I think, is what makes you kind of fun. Is that you're completely transparent in yourself and genuine in everything you do.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's just part of who I am.
How many times a day would you say you drop a?
I don't know. It depends on my mood and how much I've had to drink.
Does drinking enhance the cussing?
Sometimes, yeah. I'll let my guard down, so it's aware to not say bad words.
Yeah. I like it when you do, though.
Okay, well, good.
Keep it up.
I won't stop.
Keep it up. It does feel better when you let it out. Sometimes just vent it, because otherwise words don't mean. I mean,
well, sometimes you got to get your point across, so you just have to say it.
Yeah.
And if you cuss, people take you seriously.
If my mom heard this conversation, she'd be
really
devastated.
Disappointed. Yeah.
Let's talk about Automatic, obviously the song that everyone's heard the last few months to introduce platinum to the world. And obviously it's about old technology. I wonder, what piece of old technology are you hanging on to that you still have at your house, car, whatever?
I have a record player. It's a new one, but I do have all my old albums. My dad's, well, they're my dad's. I stole them, but a lot of them are from his old album collection. And so that's something that, it's kind of old school that I still hang on to. And my 55 Chevy has a cassette player in it still, but which is not from, I mean, it was added obviously way later, but still that's like the only place I have to play a cassette tape if somebody gave me one.
I was going to ask, what, do you have a cassette that goes in there, or do you have some old ones you keep?
I named my truck, 55 Chevy, I named her Tammy because there was a Tammy one that tape stuck in there for a while.
Right.
So that's how she got her name.
What old technology do you wish would come back again, like in full?
Oh, gosh.
What do you miss?
I don't know. I mean, I love how I do love some things about how automatic everything is. We were just talking about iTunes, how easy it is. You just get anything you want right away, in
the car, I can hear something immediately.
Instantly.
I can go and instantly grab it and have it.
Yeah, for music-wise, it's so convenient. But I used to carry around that huge, case. It was like a giant case this big with all my cassettes in it. Remember those things?
Yeah, sure.
They had two sides. I just carried around with me everywhere. I don't really miss that.
Another track I love on the new album says, "I could spend an hour on my makeup and hair." How long? What part of you do you spend the most time on, really, though, at the start of every Miranda day?
Well, if I'm home not doing anything, if I'm not singing or whatever, I don't spend that much time. I put it in a braid and put on a headband and some mascara and go. But
right.
I mean, if I'm getting ready for a show, it's definitely an hour. I mean, hair and makeup takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's like the process. It's starting to take longer.
Yeah.
As you get older, it takes a little bit longer and longer.
It's nice to have some help with that, though. At your stage of your career, you've got people around you now who can help with that stuff, right?
Yeah, on the road, I do my own. I mean, for shows, but on camera stuff, I have an amazing team that helps.
Your team has also been helping, and I love this. They've been helping with all of your fitness. I mean, you look amazing.
Thank you so much.
And I know you've talked a little bit about that being, diet and exercise, what people expect. Are there any secrets, though? Any tips you could give to people who might be trying to?
Yeah, I drink a lot of juice, like pressed juice. We don't have a juicer at the house because neither one of us would take enough time to actually do that every day and clean it. So I just started ordering pressed juice. It's pre-made, and it's easy because I travel so much. It's easier to just throw in a cooler and carry it with me, and kind of as a meal replacer, just to add fruit and vegetables for the day. I'm not a huge vegetable and fruit person. I mean, if I have fruit, it's with some sort of dip or with vegetables with ranch,
Right,
it's more my style.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that's a good healthy thing to have with you and kind of act as a meal replacer sometimes.
Kenny Chesney talks about how he uses Sunday as sort of his binge day where he eats whatever he wants, and during the most of the week he eats properly. Do you have a guilt, a day of the week, or it's a guilty pleasure you let yourself have once a week, or how often do you actually eat what you want?
Well, I feel like I literally just now, when we got here, I had Chick-fil-A. So,
okay.
And I had the waffle fries, the whole bit with mayonnaise on the sandwich. So I think that was kind of my cheat for the day. I'm going to have to rope it in at dinner time.
And is that how you do it? You sort of balance out like meal to meal?
Yeah, you just got to make better choices. It's like, okay, if you're going to have Chick-fil-A for dinner, you can't also have fried chicken for lunch. You got to like pick your battles.
Right. Platinum, of course, the album, so I thought this was appropriate. Adam Levine's new hair. Obviously, I don't know if that's platinum. That'd be like a blonde.
That's platinum.
Platinum blonde, would you call it?
I think so.
He looks like the guy from Harry Potter, though.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Yeah. I think that was one of Blake's references, actually. He's been coming up with some pretty good names to call Adam.
Yeah. I think Meg Ryan was maybe my favorite.
It's a good one. That was a good one. Have you seen Blake's Twitter picture? It's hideous.
Oh,
you should see it. You should.
Has he changed his hair also?
He put on a wig that looks exactly like that. It's very hideous.
Man, he is so busy right now, and I know you are too, especially with this new album coming out. How often do you actually get to see each other?
We've been doing pretty good lately. I mean, he's got the live shows, so there's been a couple weeks where he didn't get to come home, but usually he'll get to come home on Thursday and leave again on Monday. And I've not been on the road, so I haven't been gone on the weekends. So that's when it gets tough, is when he comes home on Thursday and I'm gone on weekends. But we've been making it work. But it's about to get really busy with him doing another season of The Voice, and then also on tour, and then I'm going to be on tour. So it'll get crazy, but we're used to it. I mean, that's how it's been since we met.
Yeah. Are there any tips on just keeping the marriage and the fire going? Because I know that a lot of the artists, when they're like Keith and Nicole, talk about how they'll never spend more than 3 days apart.
3 days?
That's what they say.
How do they even do that?
I don't understand it either, because she's been filming a movie down in Australia and overseas, and he's been traveling back and forth to sort of see her, because they do try to keep that rule, which I think is a good thing, but it seems really hard.
I don't know how. It seems impossible. That's great though. We do 2 weeks. that's like, we try to do not go more than 2 weeks. Because after like 9 days, it starts to get, you sort of put up a guard to like protect yourself from being sad, and then when you see each other, you sort of like, hey, nice to meet you. You kind of have to get to know each other after too long. So
you got to reconnect and stuff.
Yeah, but then I always think about military families every time I start to complain or get sad, and I'm like, this is nothing. You know what I mean? So you have to put it in perspective, and sometimes it's, when I get whiny about it, I realize that it's not really all that hard.
Yeah.
But being newlyweds, we're still kind of newlyweds, because even though we've been married 3 years, it's, still, we haven't really been married 3 years. We haven't seen each other all of that 3 years. So we're just starting to really hit our stride, I think, as far as getting our schedules together.
Do you text, Skype?
We text a lot. We don't
sext? Do you sext?
Neither one of us knows how to Skype or sext. I don't think. I don't really know that either one of us wants to see that.
Let's talk about a couple more tracks I wanted to mention, because the album is so good. You got to hear it. Something Bad, the track with Carrie Underwood. Was that your idea to bring Carrie on board, or how did it come together?
I did. I wanted to for a while. I just thought it'd be really cool for us to collaborate, and I found that song and thought maybe it was the perfect one, and sent it to her, and she said yes. And so the fun parts are just beginning, though, because we're going to get to do it live, and that's what I'm really excited about. And
you collaborate with Little Big Town also on the album, and this summer and throughout the year you're going to be touring with Justin Moore. Yep. Hitting the road with Justin. Who else is on tour with
Thomas
you?
Rhett.
Thomas Rhett, that's right. It's two just really, guys who are red hot in their own right at this moment as well.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I've played with both of them before. I've toured with Justin before and Thomas Rhett, so it's going to be really fun. I mean, I really believe that, the audience, the whole tour can feel the camaraderie backstage. It leaks onto the stage too, and then through the crowd. So I like being on the road with friends.
What do you want to say on this new tour? Because with every tour, there's a little bit of pressure to come up with new bells and whistles and fire and pyro and whatever. Mm-hmm. What would you like to do with your new tour, Platinum?
This one is just with the whole theme of the record and the songs and all that stuff. I just kind of feel like, it's a little bit campy. It's kind of about being over the top and having fun and just being who you are. And so I feel like it kind of lends itself to a little bit of tailgatey, kind of being extreme a little bit,
Yeah.
Platinum is more than a record sales number or a hair color. It's everything. It's, my Airstream is platinum to me. Everything that used to be silver is now platinum to me. So, and jewelry, and just, on the record cover, there's a silver flamingo. I don't know what it means, but I love it. It's too much, and I love that.
Yeah.
So hopefully people will sort of get in the spirit of that.
Yeah. And I sense a little girl power, too, particularly with this album, because I think you've always spoken to women. Your songs always lyrically sort of have that feel about it, because obviously you're speaking from your perspective. But this one, even to another extreme. Am I wrong about that, or were you trying to sort of like really speak to the things obviously that were going on in your life at the time? And
yeah, I just was kind of singing from where I am right now, and I think kind of girl power has always been a theme going throughout my whole career and through every record. But this one feels more like just introspective, sort of not necessarily girl power like with Fire, but girl power just addressing issues and in good issues and bad issues, and in a fun way sometimes, and in a very real way. And I've just kind of laid it all out there. Yeah. It's all out there.
Babies having babies, and girls, and understanding women a little better. And I think all of us guys could actually take a few notes from this album and try to, we could probably learn. It's almost like reading one of those women's magazines where you like learn a little bit
That's
about.
what my dad says. He says he reads a red book so he can know the enemy.
Miranda, good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Platinum the album. Check it out.